Welcome back everyone to StatOasis channel. My name is Ali Casey. In today's video I'm going to continue the beginner series and we will jump into the robustness testing and we'll do them one by one sequentially. So let's jump right in. In today's video we're going to continue the beginner series and we're going to start do the robustness testing. So for the robustness testing, I just build a simple strategy. So the strategy is a simple strategy and no stop loss or profit target, random generation, both long and short. And I use this data, no unsample out of sample, exit at 3 o'clock, and the signals only allowed between 8 and 10. That's the morning session. And then just random blocks, one lot, everything is disabled, and ranking we just want a profitable strategy and number of trades. Even this doesn't matter. It's just we just want to build something and teach you how to test robustness on it.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
Okay, now that we have a strategy, you click on it and click on retest. Then if you apply the current configuration, this will overwrite your retester configuration of this task. This means that all these configurations, like the building blocks, the logic actually, and these trading options and the data, basically everything is copied to the retester, which makes it a lot easier. So we'll pick that and, builder. So we pick it and say retest and copy. If you say move, then it will move it from this data bank to the retester. So just copy. And now we have the strategy here, which is this one. It's the same strategy, basically. Everything is the same. Now I'm going to retest on all the data available. So I just click all the data available and start. And it should just update with the final. So now it should be covering, all the data that's there. Now that I have this, I can selectively apply any robustness testing I want. These data banks, I think from an older video I did showing you the position sizing. You can create like any data bank you want. Let's say, I don't know, this is August test. And it will show up here. So now you can deposit strategies in it. And of course, if you click on it, you can rename it, move it left, right, whatever, and then I can delete it also. So today I'm going to be only using the, so let's say move to portfolio. Let me delete this. Okay. So today we're going to deposit everything in portfolio. So the data bank's using the sources results and it's going to deposit in portfolio. Now every test you do, you can, if you have, let's say 100 strategies here, or when we are going to use the project, custom projects, then you'll have like 1,000 strategy. So you can pick and choose what strategy to test, which is by this. So retest only selected. That means you have to select the strategy. Since we have only one, so I'm going to keep it off, and then the strategy will be tested all the time. This is the shortcut for the robustness testing. Currently is disabled, and we will go ahead and start with the first one. So I'm not going to touch anything here, nothing here, nothing here. We're only going to do the robustness testing. If you click on this, then you can start pick and choose. Of course, you can pick all of them. And here is the first option. If this is on, then the strategies will be tested here, then the next one here, next one here. It will go sequentially. And it doesn't matter if it fails this one, it will still test. So you see, run all cross checks independently from cross check filter failure. That means if you tested what if scenario and it fails, it will still go and test this one. This will be beneficial again in custom projects, because when you have 1,000 strategies and if it fails the first two, well, I don't want it to continue and waste time and test the other 7 or whatever. If you click it off, by default, it does all the tests independently. And if you click it on, then if it fails this one, it will not do this one. And since this is a training, basically I'm going to do one at a time. So actually it doesn't matter if you keep it on and off. So we'll start with the first one, which is a higher backtest precision. So when you click it, the options are listed here. And this is the conditions picked inside. So if you click on this one, so we will test using the fastest time frame only, because you don't have higher resolution data. When you have higher resolution data, it will be available here. Of course, high resolution data will take more time to test, but the test will be more accurate. In my testing, the difference doesn't justify the time wasted on it. So unless you're doing like really 5-10 strategies, then it's okay to pick the slowest, but otherwise I will pick the fastest. And each test of these will have its own filter. So remember, we have a ranking filter, which I'm going to switch off now. Now each one of these tests will have its own filters. So when you do a test, it will compare it against the current filters, and then if it passed these, it will go ahead and compare it against the ranking filters. So since this is off, and that's how you want to do it, basically you want to test it against its own filters. So, and again, since this is only training, I'm not going to bother with filters. You can add any condition here. Like you can say, you can see all these variables that's available to you. And so you can say anything. You can pick like, look, a standard deviation, okay? And you can say standard deviation of full, that means in sample and out of sample, or only for in sample, only for long. And you can apply percentage. So when 60% of standard deviation of in sample of long only is greater than, it could be a number or again another variable. So let's say 2. Okay. And you can pick the operator here, let's say greater or equal. So if 60% of standard deviation of in sample of long trades is greater than 2, then that's a success. And if I switch it off, then it's off. So the amount of conditions is unlimited. You can do whatever. And again, you can test as many as you like. And I'm going to switch it off because, again, we are only learning how to use the software, and it's not about building an actual strategy. That's in my masterclass. Another shameless plug. The cross-check spread, and I never used it actually. But basically, from what I gather, it's like a slippage thing for currencies. So when we tested this strategy, the spread was 2. So theoretically, when you do the spread as 2, then we should have the same strategy. So let's try that. Save. And so now we're testing whatever in this bank, and the output is going to be in portfolio. So I'm going to switch to portfolio, start testing, and it should be very fast. Okay, so now we have the strategy. So this strategy made 1208.08, same. And let me pick the right bank. And what I did here, let's actually go over this. So you can see here, this is a template. The default is this for Monte Carlo, main data, portfolio, and I made mine. And this is very important to see the results. So you have to come, let's say you are in the main data default, you click on the gear icon, and then over here, you want to clone this view to make your own or create a new from the start. But let's say you clone it and you name it whatever. And then you can pick and choose variables or add your own. What I want you to focus on is this. So we are testing the higher backtest precision. All the variables that are available in Strategy Quant X are divided on these. So for example, so currently this view is the main data, yes? So that view does not show me the result of this backtest. Yes, it's here, but you can see it's exactly the same, which is, we meant to do it. And so for example, this is the net profit. I don't see the net profit of the higher backtest precision test. And I'll show you the difference, which is if I go here and change the high precision now to 4, and let's do the test again. Now, when you do a test over and over, it will not overrun this. This is the same strategy, but it will have different naming. So you can see now, even though I change the slippage basically, which is the spread, it still is the same because this is not the result of this. So you need to show. How do you show it? That's where you create your own template. So as I said, you can, let's say, create from start. Okay, let's call this the higher backtest precision. So I need to know what's the net profit. Just click on it. And then I want to know the number of trades. And I want to know the profit factor. And let's say I want to know the drawdown. I'll take this for now. Now that you have these, you need to specify, because currently this net profit is of the main strategy. So if you double click on it, you see now from backtest, main data, now you have all these options. So since we're doing the higher backtest precision, I'm going to take this option, higher backtest precision. And you can pick and choose in sample, out of sample. Obviously, we want full, both long and short, money, percent, and pips. Then I need to do for all of them. So higher backtest, higher backtest. Now I save it. It's going to be available here. So this is now a view. And as you can see that the view is totally different. This is the original strategy. And when I change the spread to 4, this is the result. I created my own view, which is this one. And if I show you what's inside, it's basically I keep the original strategy variables. So time frame, symbol, number of trades, net profit. And then I add the same for the backtest. And in this case, I can compare. So this is the original, 1208. And then after the symbol, then starts the backtest. So this is 1208 and this is losing 931. Annual percent return, compound annual growth, drawdown, return on drawdown. Basically, you add the variables that's most important to you. And this is what's important to me. Now, to make it easier, so to pick the next one, you don't start from scratch. Again, you clone the first one you do. Okay, let's say I clone this. Then the new one, now you just change the variable. So remember we had higher backtest. Now you change it to whatever the next view you want to do. So in this case, this is Monte Carlo retest. So I pick this one. Okay. And basically you need to change all of them. And same goes for all of them. What if scenario? Then you change all of them to what if scenario. So I have these view listed here in order to see the result of the robustness test. Now that we know this is a very simple test, we didn't do any filtering. Let's switch over now to, let's clear this. And now we're going to do the next what if scenario. The original strategy is trading every day. It's open every day to trade. It doesn't trade every day. And basically you can see that trades in all months almost. So let's test that. Let's see if go trade analysis. And let's say I can see that December is a loss. So I'm going to do is not trade in December. So what if that scenario? So I'm not going to trade in December. It's one simulation only. Everything is the same. Only December, don't take the trades. Save it. Go to progress. Remember, everything is in portfolio. So it's going to be here. Let's start. And once it's done, it will show up here. And now we should have no trades in December. Now, when I click on this, it's showing the original strategy. But if you click on the data, then it will show the what if scenario. Same over here, because I should switch to what if scenario. And then this part will be the what if data. So the regular strategy has 107 trades. And when I don't trade in December, it has 103 trades. That means it had only 4 trades in December through the whole period of testing. And this is the monthly profit. Everything changes based on this. And this is a sample of the variables I want. And here is everything else. And again, you can see it here. Now we have $733 lost in December. So when I remove it, now we don't have a trades, and we should have profit 733 more. And it's very close with commissions. Tuesday also is a loss, which is almost 1,000. So what if I don't trade on Tuesdays also? So I can come here and now I say, look, I don't want to trade on Tuesday also. Save and let's run.
12 seconds later.
And now this is the strategy. And if I click on what if, there is no trades on Tuesday and I should have more money, 900 more than this. There are many what if scenarios. I'm not going to go through all of them, but you get the gist of it. So trade only in hours. Remember, I restricted the trades. So let's go again to the original strategy. So all the trades happen between 8 and 10 because that's by design. I put it, the signal could only happen between 8 and 10. And so I can come here and say, look, in hours, let's trade only between 9 and 10. So hour 9, okay? And let's test.
A few moments later.
So now, of course, we have some 8 and we should have some 9s, and the last one is 10. So now when we click on this, we should have no 8s because we restricted to 9 only. And as you can see now, it's only 9. And you can see that all the trades are at 9. If you do this, you see you have 8, 9, and some at 10. Now there are other simulations, like you can exclude the 5% trades with the biggest profit, and then of course exclude 2 trades with the biggest profits, losses, exclude overlapping trades, remove pending trades, take every second trade. So for example, this should be half the trades of this. So because we're only taking the second trade. And you can see this is 107, this is 54. And what else there? Use 0.1 fixed lots. This is obviously for currencies, and you can change it instead of, because in our trade we decided on 1, you can do, I don't know, 5 or 0.2 or whatever you like. And of course you can filter on it. So for example, you can say, let's see, net profit. So I want net profit of the original strategy of main data is greater than or equal net profit of the what if simulation, a percentage, and let's say 150%. Let's make it the opposite way so it's easier. So what if simulation, it should be greater than or equal to main data and 50%, let's say 75%. So the net profit of the what if simulation should be greater than or equal to 75% of the original strategy. And when I click it, save, and let's test, oh, we switched off the what if session, yeah, 0 simulation. So let's pick the trade only, let's pick this one. Exclude 5 trades with the biggest profit. So we know it's gonna fail because all these pass because there is no condition. So we know this one's gonna fail because the profit's gonna be minus, and you see it's failed. And why? Because the filter we set, which is the cross-check filter, what if simulation, net profit, basically it's telling us what filter, because if you have multiple filters here, if you pick, because you can pick any number of filters you like, then this one will tell you which filter that stopped the strategy from passing. So, and again, I didn't want to get into filters because that means we're going to pick something that works. So this is just to show you how to use it.
Epilogue.
Great, you reached the end of the video. If you like it, please subscribe, like, and share so Google can show it to other traders. And I'll see you in the next video.